Welcome to Dr. Tarazi's Math Site. This video is one of a series covering the released Ohio State math questions between 2017 and 2023. The number system makes up 15% of the test questions. Standard 7.NS.1. Apply and extend previous understandings of operations with fractions to add, subtract, multiply, and divide rational numbers. Please pause and read the details of this standard.
Hello and welcome. Here is what you need to know before we get to the examples.
Adding two numbers with the same signs.
When you are adding two numbers with the same signs, if both are positive, the answer will be positive. You add them and the answer is positive. If both are negative, you add them and the answer will be negative. So for instance, 10 plus 7, this means plus 10. When we don't have a sign, that means plus. So plus 10 plus 7 is 17. Minus 5 plus minus 7 is minus 12. Whether you write it like this or you can write it like that is also fine. Now, this here is sometimes people write it plus minus 7. I don't like it like that, but that's exactly the same as this, okay? So that's really simple.
Adding two numbers with opposite signs.
Now, when you're adding two numbers with opposite signs, the answer could be positive or negative. You have to pay attention to that. The answer could be positive or negative. What's the rule here is you subtract the absolute values of the two numbers, which means you ignore the signs. You have to make a subtraction for sure. Then you decide what is the sign of the answer. Assign to the result of the subtraction the sign of the number with the largest absolute value. Let's see how that goes. Here, I'm adding minus 7 plus 7. So adding one negative and one positive. Okay, one negative and one positive. So I have to subtract. No doubt about it. So 7 minus 5 is 2. Why did I put plus here? Because 7 is bigger than 5. Sometimes this is written like this, minus 5 plus 7. Okay, again is 2. Now, here's another example. It's plus 5 plus minus 7. So again, you have one positive and one negative. You have to subtract. 7 minus 5 is 2. Why did I put negative 2 here? Because 7 is bigger than 5. And sometimes this one is written like this. 5 minus 7 is minus 2. This way you get kind of used to it and get experience with that. Plus 5 plus minus 5 is 0. 5 and minus 5 are additive inverses. This could be written as 5 minus 5 or minus 5 plus 5. Okay?
Subtracting two numbers.
Now we're going to turn the subtraction problem into an addition problem. How? We use this equation, p minus q is equal to p plus minus q. So you take this minus becomes plus, and this q changes sign, okay? So here for an example, 20 minus 17, obviously we know what's 20 minus 17 is 3, but how are we going to apply this formula here? So it's 20 plus, this negative, it became plus, and 17, I'm going to change the sign, negative 17. So now we have one positive and one negative. You have to subtract. 20 minus 17 is 3, and the answer is plus 3 because 20 is bigger than 17. Now, if I write this into 17 minus 20, if I have another example here, 17 minus 20, so that's 17 plus minus 20. Okay, so now you have one positive, one negative. You subtract, get 3, but 20 is bigger than 17 is negative 3. So when you look at that here, you can immediately figure that out. 17 minus 20 is minus 3. Now, minus 20 minus 17, this is minus 20 plus minus 70. So one negative, both negative. You add them, you get negative 37. And you can immediately from here write this to be negative 37. 17 minus 20, then this is 17 plus, this minus became plus, and the minus 20 changes signs, plus 20. So 17 plus 20 is 37. So we will see in the following video another way of looking at this minus times minus. We will talk about that in the following video. Minus 17 minus minus 20. Again, minus 17 plus minus 20 become plus 20. So it's minus 17 plus 20. One is positive, one is negative. You subtract for sure. You get 3. And since this one is bigger than this, 20 is bigger than 17, you get 3.
Recommendation.
To make the most of these videos, I suggest pausing the video when you see this button, solving the problem, and then resuming the video to check your answer.
Example 1.
Okay, in this example, an expression is shown. What is the value of the expression? We're going to see to apply this few rules I just mentioned. So you have here minus 5 minus minus 5. This becomes minus 5 plus 5. And 2 minus 10. I wrote a 2 plus minus 10 because that's subtraction here. So the first one is 0. The second one is minus 8 because you're adding a positive and a negative, and this one is bigger in absolute value. You get minus 8. Very straightforward application of these rules that we just went through.
Example 2.
A submarine is at a depth of minus 410 meters from sea level. It descends 1,640 meters. What is the new depth in meters of the submarine? Look at the action. What is the new depth? In situations like that, I really recommend that you make a small, quick drawing like this. Here's the sea level, and it was at negative 410. Then what happened? It went down 1,640. So actually, this point here will be what you are looking for. So you take minus 420 and you subtract from it minus 1,640. So both are negative here. You just add them up, okay? So if you want to apply the rule minus 410, that's minus becomes plus minus 1,640. That gives you minus 2,050. So that's your answer, minus 2,050. Okay?
Example 3.
A diver is at an elevation of minus 23 feet from sea level. He descends another 25 feet. This is very similar to the other question, except now the question is a little bit different here. How many feet does the diver need to ascend to go up? Okay, so that he's not, they are not asking you what's the new depth of the diver. So you have to pay attention to the question, to the language of the question. So beginning, it was at negative 23. He went down 25. So now he is at negative 48. That's the position. But how much does it take him to go from here to here? 48 feet. Okay? That's the difference between the languages in the two questions.
Example 4.
Which expression is equivalent to 8.2 minus 11.34? This is exactly what we just be talking about. So this negative becomes plus minus 11.34, which is right here. Okay, very simple here.
Example 5.
Which expression is equivalent to negative 7? So when you get more experience in this, you can look at that here and you can say this right there, minus 2 and minus 7. Minus 2 and minus 7 is minus 7. You spend $2 and you spend $5. You are spending $7. So let's see what happens. The first one is negative 3. The second one is negative 7. That's what we want. The third one is 7. Why 7? How did we get this 7 here? So you have 2 minus 5. We are turning this into a plus. 2 plus, and the minus 5 becomes plus 5. And 2 plus 5 is 7. The last one is negative 2 plus negative 5 is plus 3. How do we get that? Negative 2 minus 5 is negative 2. This minus here becomes plus, and you change the sign of this, plus 5. Now you're adding a negative and a positive. You subtract, you get 3. What is the sign? Is 5 is bigger than 2, plus 3. Okay.
Example 6.
This is an interesting example. Gerard adds weight to the end of a hanging spring as shown. The spring stretches to a length of p centimeters. Gerard removes some weight and the spring moves up q centimeters. Okay, for sure, when you remove weight, it's going to go up. Which expression represents the length of the spring after Gerard removes some weights? Now, don't get confused about all of this. Make a drawing. Make a drawing. It's very important. So first it was P, stretched down to the position P, and then it went up Q. It went up Q. So now I'm interested in this distance here, which is P minus Q. Very straightforward. P minus Q, and you know P minus Q can be written P plus minus Q, and you have it right there. I'm going to find my cursor right there. Okay, so don't get confused. Don't start looking at those. Look, do some math here. Do some calculation.
Example 7.
The temperatures yesterday in Perrysburg, Ohio, was -6. The temperatures today is in Perrysburg is 6 degrees warmer. 6 degrees. What is the temperatures today? -6 plus 6 is 0. Okay? And you can just say it was at -6, we went up 6 degrees, or we are now at
Example
0.
8.
This one is a little bit more involved. That's a 3-point question. Okay? The numbers are plotted on a number line as shown. Because you have P, Q, that's the 0, and that's N. This item has 3 parts. Okay, part A, which expression is equivalent to M minus N? Which expression is equivalent to M minus N? Again, this Y. No, let's go back again here. We know M minus N. When you subtract this, we just learned that you turned the subtraction into addition, and you change the sign of N. This is N here. Okay, so that's this one here. M plus my cursor is M plus minus N. Part 2, for each expression, select a box to identify whether the value of the expression is to the left or to the right of M on the number line. M plus N. This is M, and this is N. So N is positive. N is here. When you're adding to M a positive number, it's going to go to the right, right? Now, M minus N. M, you subtract from N a positive number, so it goes down this way to the left. M plus P. Here's M and here's P. M is negative and P is negative. When you add them, you get a negative number, which is to the left of M. M minus P. M minus P. So M minus P is M plus minus P, right? That's what we learned. So P is negative, minus P is positive. So you're adding to M a positive number, so it goes to the right. The C, create an expression that represents the distance on the number line between M and P. That is the absolute value of M minus P. So you can put absolute value to M minus P. Okay, that's it.
Example 9.
A teacher selects 2 different numbers, P and Q, and states that P plus Q is equal to 0. Which statement could be true about these 2 numbers? This is a very simple question. It says both numbers are positive. It's impossible. If you're adding 2 positive numbers, you get a positive number. Both numbers are negative. Impossible, because if you're adding 2 negative numbers, you get a negative number. One number is 0, and the other is positive, the answer will be positive. The only good answer is one number is positive and one number is negative. So that's not going to work. This is not good. This is not good. So this is your answer.
Example 10.
This is another interesting example. Select all of the points that are 7 units from point P on the number line. All. There will be more than one answer. Where is this P? Here's a P right here. 7 point to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's point D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.7. That's point A. That's it. It's a very simple question.
Example 11.
2 points A and B are labeled on the number line. What is the value of A plus B? See, A, B, 2 and minus 2. Minus 2 plus 2, 2 plus minus 2, 0. 0. A plus B is minus 2 plus 2 is 0.
Example 12.
An equation is shown where B is negative and C is negative. Pay attention to this. B is negative and C is negative, okay? So B, I know it's negative right here. A minus B is C. C is A minus B. Place the 2 points on the number line to show possible locations of A and C. So there'll be more than one good answer. So we are going to place, now we know that B is minus 4, right? B is minus 4 is given. I'm going to place C at minus 3. You can put it at minus 2, at minus 1, whatever, minus 6, it doesn't matter. C is negative. C is negative, so I'm placing it here at negative 3. So I'm going to subtract, I know that A minus B is equal to C. A minus B is equal to C, which means I add B to both sides, which means A equals B plus C. From here, if you want right here, A equals B plus C. So B is negative 4 and C is negative 3. Add them, you're adding two negative numbers. You add them, keep the sign, negative 7. Negative 7. You place A here and you got the answer. Obviously, if you change the position of C, A will be also changed.
Thank you for watching. If you would like to have a copy of the PowerPoint presentation, please leave your email address in the comments section, and we will be happy to email you a copy.
Thank you, and see you soon.
Thank you for watching. More videos to come. Please subscribe.